And welcome once again to the Thrifty Collector. We're going to go ahead, we're going to start part two of the through the mail pile that I've had, that I've been wanting to do videos on. Haven't done it yet until now. And so this is a stack I had. I just did the 1960s, and these are now the 1970s. So we're going to start off with Jack Cusack from his 1977 with the White Sox. Next is 1977 Chuck Shrewdner. I believe that's how that's called. Chuck was gracious enough to sign both of mine. A 1972 Angels Lloyd Allen. Another 1972 Angels Tom Murphy. 1972 Frank Lindsay. Now, this was the guy, if you've watched the 1960s video, this is the guy that had the Topps trophy on it. Not a lot of Reds from the 70s sign, but Gary Nolan is a good signer, so glad to have him. Got me another Billy Cowan. Absolutely love this card. This is one of my favorite cards. This is a card that the last time, before this time that I had written him, I had asked him and said, being with the California Angels, if he had realized that the way that the photographer set him up in the picture and made it look like he had a halo. And he actually wrote back to me and said, I never noticed it, had no idea that it looks like I have a halo and being on the Angels. 1973 Larry Stahl. Got a 1973, another Gary Nolan. Tom Bergmeyer. Tom Bergmeyer ended his career, as far as I remember, with the Boston Red Sox. Got a New York Yankee, Aaron Kloster. Dick Green, who was on all those 3A's championship teams. Doug Rader, who actually ended up becoming a manager for a few years with the Texas Rangers. Here's another Tom Egan. Dave Soup Campbell. Another Jack Cusack. 1971 Ron Brand. 1971 Eddie Watt. 1973 Richie Hebner. He was actually, for some reason, I thought he was one of the greatest players back in the late 70s when I was a kid. Tony Musser. I always love these cards where they always have the guy in the first baseman mitt, have the mitt out like they're posing to show this is how you play first base. John Felsky, who actually ended up being the Philadelphia Phillies manager for a few years back in the 80s. 1970 Richie Hebner. Bob Hansen, 1975. Not 100% sure, but I think this was his only card. 1978, Chuck Shrewdner. 1970, Mike Nagy. Once again with that Topps trophy. '70, Tommy Sisk with the Padres, one of the original Padres. 1977, Tom Murphy. Let's go ahead and start a new row. 1971, Doug Rader. 1971, Lloyd Allen. 1971, Mike Nagy. Soup Campbell. Roger Repros. Now this is one of the 78 rookie cards. I'm probably going to have to wait for a Kevin Paisley signing if I want to get all three done. I actually bought this card. It had two of the players done on it when I bought it. Bought it at a little card shop in Daytona Beach, Florida. 1973 Lloyd Allen. Here's a 1975 MVP card with Bobby Shantz. There's another one of those Bob Hansons. Doc Medic. I know I'm going to do horrible on this last name, but it's Dave Lemancic. That's what I'm going to go for. And there's the 77 card, so that's showing that he was part of the very first Blue Jays team in 1977. That's the 1980s. 1976 Terry Harmon. 1976 Ken McCollum. There's a 75 Tom Murphy. Tom Bergmeyer. John Morris. Hey, look at that. Another Tom Hutton. 1970 Gary Neubauer. Sorry. 1970 Bill Lee. It's amazing to see how young Bill looked and that how young he was. That, once again, obviously taken at Fenway Park. You can see the Citgo sign right above the B in Bill. He did also inscribe it 2022 and Earth. And he actually wrote me a letter back, and his son is the girls softball coach at the college I went to in here in Florida. And a 1970 Larry Stahl. So once again, thank you for letting me share these with you. These are part of my big stack that I've been meaning to do for a while. So that's the 1970 collection. So everybody have a good one. Stay thrifty, and goodbye.